Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, Legit Boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendos, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it. We've also just introduced YouTube channel membership. You can be part of the Slow Wolf Pack for $5 a month on the YouTube. Just hit that join button, and you get access to all the bonus content that our $5 and up a month patrons get as well. And, of course, a shout-out to all the patrons out there. I think we might have some new patrons as we head into our NXT TAKEOVER New York review.
Yes.
We've got a lot to unpack with this, but really quick, I want to give a shout-out to our new patrons. We've got, let's see here. I remember this one. Michael Fitzgerald, Mike, Raul Cuevas, M2S Wrestling Podcast, Tanner Nowak, and Geeked Out Nation. Thank you all for your support. It really goes
a
long way.
It really does. Thank you.
NXT TakeOver New York is in the books. In a nutshell, man, what did you think?
It's like probably the most consistently interesting and all-around quality takeover there's been, maybe. I just don't know if I'm feeling how the main event ended, man. It's not necessarily who won. It was just how it was all executed. It's a bit much.
This might be, I'll be honest, I'm very careful not to say this after takeovers because a lot of people hit me up, a lot of friendos out there hit me up or us up at Real Going In Raw or at MF Steve here at Joy Beard.
Yes.
A lot of people hit us up. Best takeover ever? Best takeover ever? There wasn't a match I didn't love. On this card. And usually I can say that for takeovers, but oh my God, this might be up there. I got to give it some time, but I will agree with you. That finish to the extended 20-minute finish for the Gargano-Cole match it was
too much, man.
It was a bit too much.
It was too much.
Like what?
I said during the stream, Adam Cole could have run over Johnny Gargano with a bus, and Gargano would have kicked out.
Yeah.
It just gets to the point where with Gargano's kicks out of everything, it's like cartoonish.
Yeah.
And it was, especially that last bit of offense Adam Cole got in. It was 2 super kicks, last shot. And then Gargano kicks out of that after eating Redragon's finisher.
Yeah. It was too much. It was too much. Yeah. I know. But I don't know. So I'm kind of, I don't know.
You're trying to be positive, Steve. It's okay to be critical sometimes.
No. It's not that. Look, if I'll put it this way. I fully admit that it's complete BS. I fully admit that. I'm trying to process my own feelings on it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
This is absolutely not me trying to be positive because it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. It totally does. Mm-hmm. At the same time, Gargano, I'm pretty sure he probably would have had, I'm not sure, an equally cartoonish finish against Ciampa. That would have made some modicum of sense.
Yes.
Because of their story.
And they could have hearkened back to points in that story where at points previously Johnny could not overcome, this time he did. In a narrative sense, even though it might have been over the top, it would have made sense in that respect because the Gargano-Ciampa story has always kind of existed above traditional wrestling narrative. They get some metaphor, some symbolism in there at times, and I completely understood that.
I think the friendo Thabata summed it up perfectly. He said, wait a second, one last shot gets a pinfall, but 49 last shots isn't going to score a second one. At a certain point, the suspension of disbelief starts to dither away when, like you said, this guy basically got hit by a bus and still kicked out. And we're supposed to be cool with it because it's the pinnacle of, or it's the peak of Gargano's story. It's the finish of his story.
Yes.
He's winning the title. It does make the Undisputed Era look weak, hilariously weak.
Especially when Gargano was able to take them all out ringside in the matter of like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Not even that much.
Yeah. They started their year. Their mantra was, we are a threat.
Draped in gold. Draped in gold. Draped in gold.
And we are dangerous. People shouldn't want to come here because we're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And now
that hasn't manifested itself in any tangible way.
No, it hasn't. Now,
in fact, the opposite is the case.
Why should we believe that Gargano? This just goes to anything like, you can go to look at Roman Reigns, John Cena. We have a John Cena now in NXT, man. We do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It would have made sense if it was Ciampa because they know each other so well. He's been through everything because of Ciampa.
And they were trying to push those story beats still home with this match. Several times Morrow said, oh, these two guys, they know each other so well. I mean, in NXT, I don't think they've ever faced
They don't.
They've never faced
each
other.
They don't. They haven't.
They probably met in the independent ranks at some point, but...
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. At the same time, you kind of have to appreciate. And hey, look, here's the thing. There are, especially now with the cast of characters NXT has, there is so much PWG infusion.
Yeah, the last fall, the main event was like a pure PWG match.
It was.
And it was tons of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It got the emotions going.
Until they tried to out PWG.
They did. And that part of me can't hate on that because PWG is so much damn fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm having a hard time being super anti on
Here's
this.
the thing. You go to PWG, and granted, we don't go there every month.
No, we've been there a couple
times. So we don't know. We're not like, I don't even know if there's storylines from show to show. Because I know they have a champion. They shows up regularly. I don't know if there's storylines. I got the gist there was when we were at the first show between Chuck and Zack Sabre Jr. Nonetheless, you're pretty much going there to see wrestling exhibitions.
Yeah.
Whereas NXT, you're looking to see stories told in the ring, not just self-contained, but part of a larger tapestry.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if I see something crazy, ridiculous in PWG, wow, that's an incredible feat of athleticism.
Yeah.
I can get wrapped up in the story of the individual match.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect anything beyond what's happening in the match. Whereas this kind of stuff does. So like if Undisputed Era, say Super Click had a match, Young Bucks, Adam Cole against OVE or whatever they used to be called.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of stuff where Sami Callihan made the Super Click look like a couple of bumbling fools or a trio of bumbling fools. I just said, man, that's funny.
Yeah.
This is wildly entertaining.
Yeah, right.
Because it doesn't resonate beyond that moment whatsoever. You know what I mean?
I get you.
And it's that resonance that's, I don't know, just...
Yeah.
That's why in this effort to out PWG, it just feels like, well, you're taking it too far.
I think my only counter to that is if anybody's earned the right to out PWG, it'd be Gargano in this situation.
No, I understand.
And that's why it doesn't gnaw at me too bad.
No, as soon as I walk out this door.
Everything you said is right.
As soon as I walk out this door and get in my car, I got like 5 other things I got to do. I'm going to forget about it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to be going on message board and saying, oh, this is some BS.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop watching NXT.
You're
Boo.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Right. Yeah.
But just sitting there watching, I'm like, them taking the way the finish was executed, that cartoonishly over the top, like lessen my enjoyment of the whole of the finish of the match.
I think my main problem is I'll just circle back to the point I made, and I think now that I think about it, it's the more salient point. It's I think a cartoonishly overbooked finish with the PWG style kickouts. I think it would have been appropriate with Ciampa. I think if Ciampa ran him over with a bus and Gargano kicked out, that's okay. Because it's Ciampa. Because that's the story. Because Gargano knows Ciampa. He's lived through him. And now he can take anything he has to offer, including a bus.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know the Undisputed Era. He hasn't been through anything with them. This is brand new. And so you need to finish that. You need to change that finish to something less cartoonish. You really do. And I know that's what this probably was. It was just, well, we were going to throw everything at him With Ciampa, let's just throw everything at him with the Undisputed Era. And here's the thing. I guess I can sort of liken it to, I'm trying to think of like an analogy where a movie throws everything at you, and you kind of have to applaud them for doing that.
Oh, you're talking about Southland Tales.
Even though it doesn't, no, I'm not going to applaud anything Southland Tales does. There are some cool ideas there, but I'm not going to. No,
you just applauded it a little bit.
Yeah, I can applaud the ideas. There are some good ideas there, but no, there's other movies out there that they just throw way too much at you, and it's like, well, I have to applaud that at least. But this, no. And the stinker is that it comes off the heel of a perfectly booked rest of the card.
Yeah, and the rest of that match was really good too.
And like every other match had everything down perfect. Like perfect.
Like the only blemish on the rest of the card is did Ricochet get a concussion? That's it.
Well, yeah.
So he looked like he had his bell rung pretty good.
Oh my God, yeah.
Taking Fallout to the finish of that match.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy moly.
Otherwise, it's really enjoyable matches. Each and every one, well executed.
Yeah.
I just felt like they went a little far with that main event.
Yeah. Holy moly. But it was emotional. That's for sure. It was definitely emotional. I threw my earbuds out.
You did.
In exhaustion.
You were upset. Oh, yeah, exhaustion. Sorry.
Well, no, frustration, exhaustion, all that stuff. I was upset. Darn it.
Yeah.
I really wanted Adam Cole to win.
Same.
We just really love Adam Cole.
We
man.
Do. But, even I can separate myself from that and just looking at a wrestling fan thinking, it's just too much.
It wasn't as satisfying as it should have been. They could have had a satisfying.
That's one reason I thought Adam Cole might have won, because there's no way you could
I know.
Use Adam Cole as they tried at points as Tommaso Ciampa's proxy.
Yeah.
And get the same emotional catharsis from Gargano's win. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So I thought they might try to rewind the feud back with Gargano and Ciampa a little bit, have Cole win with the assistance of Undisputed Era, have him chase Cole for a little bit, and then eventually whatever next takeover he can win.
The stuff at the end where Ciampa came out should have worked in any other setting. I don't know why I don't want to believe in that yet. I don't want to believe that Ciampa. I saw the tweet today, and that's fine.
I almost thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's going to be there, and I thought maybe towards the finish he'd come out and do this thing, distract him, cost Johnny to lose or something,
Yeah.
I was expecting him to come out top of the ramp. You did it. Hug. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, me neither.
It caught me off guard.
I don't want to see a smile on that dude's face. I didn't watch that video where he has a baby.
Yeah, I didn't watch that yet. That was his face turn. That video was.
Yeah, because that's what they do now. Face turns are on YouTube. It might have been. I'll just throw this out there. It might have been more apropos for him to do this somehow, some way to Adam Cole, because you don't get the cheesiness of him hugging and having Candace.
Well, Candace is right there hugging Tommaso Ciampa.
He stalked him and stuff. That was
it's like I met her 3 weeks ago. She's like, Johnny, no, don't get in league with Tommaso Ciampa.
Right.
And now she's like, all right, everything's great.
But if he had shown up in the rafters and said bye to the Undisputed Era after Johnny won, it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you've been subtle.
Subtle.
Here's the thing: an emotional level, we like DIY. We enjoyed their run. We love those guys together.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa's prospects as a wrestler in the future, after he recovers from neck surgery, might be up in the air.
Yeah, sure.
It's a neck injury. Don't want to mess with that.
No.
So, and I feel like at an emotional level, it's satisfying because they're all together. They're happy. They're friendly again. Great, because that's what we want to see. We want to see reconciliation.
Yeah.
In the end. It just felt like narratively there was a bunch of steps that just got removed before that should have happened.
Yeah, exactly. Let's run this down. War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet kick things off.
Way to kick off a show. Hell of a way to kick off a show.
Boy, oh boy, this match really got the crowd into it. That crowd was amazing too, by the way. Shout out to that crowd because boy,
New York, they got good wrestling crowds. We were there for a takeover in New York.
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's just the atmosphere is unparalleled, man. You get what is it, 12,000 people in that arena?
12, 13,000 people in the Barclays Center.
Yeah, boy, oh boy.
They know how to enjoy a wrestling show. So the match kicked off between War Raiders and Aleister Black and Ricochet with Aleister and Ray Rowe. I think they just call him Rowe. In the ring. It's all technical type stuff. They play some mind games as well. At one point, Aleister is about to hit a kick on Rowe, but just rests his foot on his shoulder, saying, "Hey, I could have kicked. I could have
annihilated you.
I could have kicked your head off.
I could have annihilated you, Raymond."
Show of respect, fist bump, They go tag their partners in. Now it's Ricochet and Hansen. And then at that, like for a while between the two of them, it's just, hey, Ricochet, you can do all sorts of fancy athletic stuff. Me, Hansen, I can do that too.
And I'm like 800 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. But
then at one point, Ricochet catches Hansen.
Well, I can do strength stuff.
And hits a fallaway slam.
I can do strong Haas stuff, and I'm tiny.
Yeah, man, it was impressive. Super impressive. But then later on, he did like a handspring elbow after Ricochet missed a handspring.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was all this back and forth. Good.
It was like Osprey, but like 5 Ospreys all mashed into one.
Man.
Rawgate mutant Osprey.
Kind of, yeah.
Named Hansen.
Yeah. There's that that spot where Rowe picks up Hansen and body slams him onto his opponent.
Yes.
He was going to do that, but Alistair got out of the way and swept the leg, and so Rowe power slammed Hansen on the mat instead of on his opponent.
I bet you didn't see that coming, did you, Viking?
3 many steps ahead of you.
This is gonna be a goofy ass recap.
It is. I feel like we got the serious stuff out of the way now. Let's just have some fun.
This was a really fun show. It was a great show. God, can we just fast forward to Pete Dunne versus Walter?
I want to talk about Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream, man.
Oh my God.
So there's this one point where Alistair hits a moonsault, and then Ray Rowe hits a suicide dive on him, and then Ricochet hits like a handspring corkscrew tope plancha type thing on them, and then Hansen goes to the top rope, does a somersault senton onto everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Ricochet and Rowe just make it in time to beat the Ted count. There's this great bit where Alistair is like, I don't know, it's like there's tension, like palpable. It's like Ray Rowe was there. He's like, "Are you really going to do this to me?" Black mass.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a weird moment because I almost thought at first it was like, did they have like a miscommunication there?
Yeah.
But no, it was like a story beat.
Yeah,
it was just
great.
interesting.
What you just said is exactly correct. It was a story beat, and I feel like this match more than any of the other ones felt almost like they were filming this for a movie or something. There were very dramatic, cinematic style beats to it that I didn't see in any of the other matches and seemed very deliberate for this.
Yeah.
It felt like there was, I mentioned this during the match, they did a bunch of stuff and then there was a lot of dramatic staring at each other.
Yeah. And this is the moment where it was
facial expressions.
Like, I can't remember exactly what Rowe was doing, but Alistair was like, really? You're going to do that? Black mass for you.
Yeah.
You know?
It was cool. I thought it worked because
great.
these are very cinematic characters.
Exactly. And so Ricochet goes to the top. Instead of hitting a 630, he hits a massive shooting star press. And then Alistair's opposite Ricochet, trying to keep Hansen from getting in the ring to get involved in the pinfall. Yeah. Instead, Hansen bulldozes through Alistair, pushes Ricochet off, breaking up the pin.
He wasn't going to win that one.
No, Ricochet goes for a 630 on Rowe. Hansen pulls Rowe out of the ring. Then they pick up Ricochet, hit Fallout. Looks like Ricochet got most of the impact from Fallout in the back of his head rather than the shoulders. Looks like he got his bell rung because trainers came in to check on him.
Yeah, he was
War Raiders. War Raiders win. They retain those tag team titles. Hell of a match. Afterwards, trainers leave. Alistair helps Ricochet up. Show respect between everybody.
The War Raiders
bowed
their titles down and bow.
Yeah.
And then they leave to give the spotlight to Ricochet and Alistair
so
Black.
they could say their goodbye to the NXT universe.
We're saying goodbye. They're moving on to main roster.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, hopefully Ricochet is okay to compete at Mania.
I know.
I hope
It'd be a shame if he wasn't.
I know. It'd be a real bummer.
But you got to watch out with them brain concussions.
You do. You
can't get your bell rung too hard.
Nope. Next, Matthew Riddle in some great pinstriped gear. Shout out to the New York Yankees, yes. Taking on the Velveteen Dream, who entered as the Statue of Liberty.
Have the Yankees been any good recently at all? Yeah?
They're in the playoffs the last year or two.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, they've reloaded.
I always there was a stat from like years ago that I always appreciated, that it was like the Yankees have won like 25% of the World Series up to that point.
Yeah.
That was 1-4. That's insane.
They won the high 20s.
Yeah.
Number of World Series.
That's crazy.
I think they're the winningest
franchise.
American sports franchise.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Because the Celtics have, 18 titles?
They have a lot.
Yeah, Yankees have more.
They have a lot.
You know, the Ruth and Gehrig days, it was like automatic. Same in the kind of the 50s when it was Mantle and Roger Maris. Well, Roger Maris a little bit later in the 50s, but yeah, they won a bunch of World Series back then.
So yeah, Matt Riddle comes out looking like a Yankee, and Velveteen Dream comes out looking like the Statue of Liberty.
Yes,
that was awesome.
That was awesome. And then smoke rises in front of him, and he's standing on a sedan chair, and snaps his fingers. He's carried to the ring
by a couple of
by 4
local independent
wrestlers,
talents?
probably. Yes. Get in the ring. Matt Riddle dominates the match early, showcasing his MMA skills.
We should have mentioned this too, because they should have put some costumes on those guys that were carrying him out. They tried to put some costumes on some of the War Raiders. They had a great entrance. They were flanked by some other Vikings.
Yeah, there was 4 dudes with shields that were hitting the shields and rhythm their song, but they're just wearing the pants they had.
But like if you pay attention, like one dude just had jeans on, the other guy
had
had
khakis.
Khakis. One guy had shorts and some J's on.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So anyways, Riddle's dominating the early portion of this match with his MMA skills, and then Dream stomps on his bare foot, and then follows with some roll-ups, a bunch of near falls, no pins. Dream hits a back rake on Riddle. He does the Rick Rude dance. He eats 2 gut wrenches from Riddle after that. He avoids the third. And then Dream starts going on like a spree of double axe handles.
Yeah.
All over the ring, off the top rope. He goes for one, ringside. Riddle avoids it, follows with a German suplex to the floor. More action inside. Riddle completely no-sells the German suplex. Responds with a V-trigger. Fisherman Buster. Dream kicks out at 2. This match was fantastic. Hard-hitting, too.
This was really fun, yeah.
He hits a bro to sleep. German suplex. Dream kicks out at 2. Dream kicked out a lot of this match, too.
Yeah, he did.
He kicked out of a lot.
But it wasn't nearly as much as Gargano.
No. This felt like the right amount of kicking out.
It felt like the exact right amount of kicking out. This is a hell of a match for Velveteen Dream.
Riddle then started kicking Velveteen all over the ring, and then Velveteen Dream starts hulking out, pointed at Riddle, unleashed a flurry of punches, hits a boot, a body slam, a running knee, then he clotheslines Riddle out of the ring, then he hits his Macho Man top rope double axe handle to the outside. And then later on, he goes for another. Riddle counters with a knee. Dream hits a code breaker.
Yeah.
Dream does a great job of incorporating like everybody else's moves into his own repertoire.
Yeah,
but it's not like he tries to hide it.
Right. Yeah.
He's just he's paying homage to like all the wrestlers.
He's the number one homage payer.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Because he's so. Here's the great thing about Dream is that the dude is obviously the most creative wrestler wrestling today.
He's a student of the game, man.
And so he adds those other flares to his own arsenal, which is already pretty damn strong. So it's not like, oh, he's just ripping off or he's just ripping off so-and-so or whatever. It's, oh, man, that's a great way to pay. There's such a difference there between somebody who just kind of, oh, wow, he's doing the stunner now or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like with Dream, it's like, man, we already know that guy's fantastic. And so it just adds some delight. He's such a mystique character that to see him pay homage to somebody, it means something. It's like, what's he doing all this Hogan stuff? He's doing this Macho Man stuff. It's fantastic.
There's one point it seemed like could have been kind of a turning point in the match. Dream starts to go to the top rope, changes his mind, goes for a penalty kick, one of Riddle's moves. Riddle avoids it, reverses into an ankle lock. Dream kind of escapes, and then Riddle just transitions the other leg.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great.
That was
Dream eventually escapes anyways, rolls through, Death Valley Driver, goes for a purple Rainmaker. Riddle catches him, tries to put on the bro mission. He can't do it. Dream escapes. But then Matt Riddle hit the Kota Ibushi German suplex off
like
the
he's
ropes.
on like the second rope.
Yeah, and deadlifts.
Dream's
on the apron.
He's on the apron.
Deadlifts him. German suplex.
I had to turn away because I can't stand seeing those.
And then he goes to the top rope, hits like a corkscrew senton.
That was cool.
Dream kicks out. Dream kicks out of a powerbomb, followed by a knee. Riddle puts on the bro mission. Dream rolls him up for the win. And actually a pretty good moment. They bro fist at the end.
Yeah. It was good. It was a really, really, really strong loss for Matt Riddle.
It was a hell of a showing for Matt Riddle.
It made sense. It wasn't like, oh God, now he's not going to be good.
And they almost kind of teased like a heel turn for Matt Riddle too.
Well, a lot of that was sort of he was just being very aggressive in the ring.
Yeah, and
the crowd soured on that, and so you have the crowd starting to boo that, starting to turn on that. And it's like, oh yeah, he's got some heel, but he's just in there being aggressive.
Yeah, totally.
He wasn't cheating or anything.
No, he wasn't cheating at all. He was being super aggressive.
It's shocking, not shocking. It's just unsettling to see somebody who you want to smoke a joint with be so aggressive it just doesn't make any sense.
Disconnect, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so they're like, oh, no, I want you to be cool stoner guy, not like, man, this guy's scary. Yeah. Woo! Bro.
So I expect a rematch between these two at some point, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Riddle's going to get that title off him, probably.
At some point. After that, we see... do you have something else, Dad?
No.
Okay. They replayed the video, I guess it was on YouTube or Twitter or something, of Kushida signing his NXT deal.
Yeah.
Cut to the arena.
He's there.
Kushida.
Crowd gives him Kushida chance.
Heck yes, man. He's fantastic. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a huge addition to NXT.
I just wonder if they're going to stylize his name in all caps.
Oh, they should.
Like
they do with Walter.
They do in... Yeah, that's right.
The real question is he going to keep the Back to the Future gimmick?
I hope. I'll be honest. Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
Not a fan of the gimmick.
I'm not that huge on it either.
Don't like it. Here's the problem with it. There's seemingly no ratio between number one. It's a time travel gimmick because he also uses the term time splitter.
He's a tag team called Time Splitter.
Yeah,
Shelley.
Right. And so you got that, but then you also got Back to the Future. But there's no other time travel stuff in court. Like, why doesn't he have a finisher called the Quantum Leap?
Well, he had the hoverboard lock.
Yeah. But
like the detail on his shorts he used to wear was
I know.
the surface of the hoverboard.
I know.
There was detail.
It was like 90% Back to the Future.
And Time Splitter is a video game too.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like when somebody is so specific about a gimmick.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't.
But then Kenny Williams is like halfway to Kushida. And it's just confusing because he's
not into that either. Not into that either. That's like not close enough. You're just.
But then if he went all in on,
he's like a 99-cent store a bootleg Back to the Future is what he is.
I know.
I don't like any of it, man. None of it's good. If you're gonna be a time traveler, be a time traveler.
Be your own time traveler.
Exactly. Like, wow, he's wearing some weird.
Be one of those dudes that's in the old timey photos that look like he's talking on a cell phone. That's what you got to do.
Those are the best. Those are fascinating. What is he talking on?
Anyways, speaking of Kenny Williams in the United Kingdom division, next we had the UK title match. Walter taking on Peter Dunne.
You have my title.
Man,
your time is up. It
hurt to watch this one.
Oh, this was entertaining as shit.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
This hurt to watch, but somehow they made that very entertaining.
They made it, dare I say, beautiful, Steve?
Oh, man. How do you say beauty in German?
I don't remember. Look it up real quick. So, one of the stories of any Walter match is chops. Can you avoid the chops? And in this match, Peter Dunne was able to avoid the first one. And then he goes,
Schönheit.
All right. And then he goes up to Walter with a forearm. How does Walter respond? Chop.
Yeah, with the chop.
That's what I was expecting.
It was the chop. Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing is... And when did Walter falter the most in this match? When he abandoned what?
The chop.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Sometimes when he would try to chop, Peter Dunne would grab his hand and go, do that stuff.
Walter has another hand.
You know.
Just come on through.
He did that. He tried to do it with the second hand that one time, and then Peter Dunne grabbed that one. So, yeah, he went away from the chop because he likes his fingers to work properly.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, he won, so I guess when he went back around to the chops, you're going to see a lot more
eventually, you know.
Notes about chops here later on.
You stick with what brought you to the dance.
At one point, Peter Dunne sinks in a heel hook. Walter chops his way free.
Mm-hmm.
There's this great point where Walter's like egging Peter Dunne on.
Come on, Peter.
Come on, fight me. And Peter Dunne just starts. It's like Sonya Deville's entrance without strobe lights.
Yeah,
just a flurry of strikes.
At body, yeah.
Yeah. And then he hits a moonsault onto the floor. Walter goes for a superplex. Peter Dunne's up there, bends his fingers, escapes, hits a sit-down powerbomb. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was good.
Walter kicks out.
Oh, this was
he rolls out. He
rolls to the floor. He's on the floor, and we sort of forget that. Peter Dunne goes up to the top of the turnbuckle.
And we see the shot's Peter Dunne.
Yeah,
Peter
and
Dunne.
we think, okay, well, he's going to come flying off that and maybe do like a double axe handle because we figure maybe Walter has gotten back up in the meantime.
Yeah.
No, Walter's still down, and Peter Dunne flies all the way from the top turnbuckle all the way to the ground onto Walter and does a stomp.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Back in the ring, Walter chops Peter Dunne the back of the neck.
Yeah, that hurt.
Ow. hits a German suplex, a power bomb, which he's used to finish off everybody else so far, but not Pete Dunne. He kicks out at 2.
Yep.
Pete Dunne avoids a second power bomb, hits a step up enziguri. He stomps on Walter's hands, goes to the top rope. Walter knocks him off, goes for a German suplex. Peter Dunne avoids it, then puts on a sleeper. Peter Dunne slams Walter's fingers onto the ring post. Walter, unfazed, hits a sleeper suplex off the second rope.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne kicks out.
That always looks scary, too.
Oh, I know. Anytime they do crazy stuff off the second rope, suplex-wise. You're talking about this point where Pete Dunne. I cannot stop saying Peter Dunne.
I know, me neither.
Thanks, Kyle O'Reilly.
Thank you, Kyle O'Reilly.
Pete Dunne catches Walter's chops, snaps Walter's fingers, hits a crucifix bomb. Walter kicks out at 2. This is a great spot where Walter's down, and so Pete Dunne grabs his arm, starts doing Danielson stomps.
Yeah.
He takes a break. Walter, from the ground, starts doing Danielson stomps back to Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne does Danielson stomps back to Walter. Eventually, Walter gets to the ropes. Pete Dunne goes to the turnbuckle. Walter clotheslines him off. Dunne catches him. Goes for a triangle, tries to break his fingers. Walter is too strong. He escapes. Dunne tries for the bitter end. Walter escapes, responds to the clothesline. He does hit a bitter end. Walter kicks out at 2. This great spot where they start trading chops, and Walter chop, forearm from Dunne. Walter chop.
So yeah, I really love
chop.
Everybody. The great thing about the long-term booking of Peter Dunne has been his forearm is devastating.
Yeah, everybody sells it like they're basically getting blasted with like an air cannon.
Yeah. Similarly, of course, Walter's chops are equally as devastating. People just crumble beneath them. And so you get this great spot where they both start trading their devastating strike, and it just turns into Peter Dunne just flailing away at Walter again.
Yeah. Eventually, they're going back and forth with that. They get to the ropes. The ref breaks them up, and Pete Dunne's like, "Why are you breaking this up?" Walter responds with a huge boot, lays Dunne out. Finish sees Walter go to the top. Dunne follows, snaps his fingers, tries to put Walter in a triangle. Instead, Walter just powerbombs him off the second rope. And then Walter hits a top rope splash for the win. New United Kingdom champion.
Yep. Not shocking, but given that his title reign had lasted almost 700 days
almost
or whatever.
2 years, man.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Pretty awesome run by Pete Dunne.
And probably on to bigger and better things for Pete Dunne.
I really hope so. It would make 0 sense for him to stick around. Less than 0 cents. So I'm excited, man. Either NXT or main roster, one of the two for Peter Dunne.
Yeah.
Be honest, I don't know, man. I'm sort of like in that camp these days where NXT is just, God, that's where you want to be. Main roster is scary.
It is.
It's scary,
It's
man.
really scary. Really scary. Next, fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler. Didn't take a lot of notes for beginning as part of this match for 2 reasons. 1, I was eating my dinner.
Nice.
2, action too fast to call.
So I was a fan of Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair. That was last
really good,
match.
yeah.
That was really good. And then here's the thing. You inject that match with Io Shirai and Kairi Sane doing so much fun stuff. Nigel at one point used the word collusion, which cracked me up. But they were doing stuff in tandem, and then they would fight each other. Those two are such an absolute delight to watch in the ring.
Hell yeah.
And then you add Bianca Belair and the crazy things she could do and the legitimacy that Shayna Baszler brings to the affair. And it's wild fun. This match is amazing.
Yeah. For the most part, the Sky Pirates were working in tandem.
Yeah.
At one point, they clear the ring of everybody else. So they go at it a little bit, but at the end they're tripped up by Bianca and Shayna respectively. And it isn't until they break up pinfalls, the other one going for to win the match, that things start getting kind of testy.
They both had opportunities to win the match, and they each broke up pinfalls towards the finish.
Things started getting a little testy in that regard. This is a cool spot where Shayna's trying to do a gut wrench suplex off the top of Bianca. She won't budge, so Kairi and Io come over. They powerbomb Shayna off, thus gut wrench for Bianca. Cool spot. There's that one point where Io tosses Kairi over her head so she could take out Shayna and Bianca. And then she follows up with a moonsault.
Yeah.
Io Shirai is spectacular.
She is so much fun.
I can't wait for like a 20-minute takeover match between Kairi Sane and Io Shirai.
I know. That's going to be insane. That's going to be absolutely crazy.
Yep. Yep, totally.
Throw Candice LeRae in the mix. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Bianca hits a military press slam on Io picks her up, throws her onto Shayna and Kairi on the outside. Bianca goes for her chicken wing facebuster type deal. Shayna evades, puts the clutch in, but Bianca powers out, hits her finisher. Io breaks up the cover. Io counters the powerbomb that Bianca's trying to give her with an X Factor. Then she hits a moonsault on Shayna. Kairi breaks up that pin. Kairi hits an insane elbow on Shayna, I believe.
Yeah.
Io breaks up that
pin.
Kairi goes to the top. Belair uses her braid. Smack! Knocks her off. She hits her finisher on both Kairi and Io.
So she has Io. Kairi's up, sort of out of it on the top.
Yeah.
She goes over, collects Kairi, has them both up, and then hits her finish. That was that moment right there. And Bianca sold how much that took out of her on her face.
Well, she's also slow to make the pin, too.
Yeah. While she had them up. And granted, this was probably mostly just her actual expression carrying around two people on her shoulders. It just looked it looked like everything was just on her. That's just the look that she had.
Yeah.
She hits that. To me, that was like, okay, man, that's wow.
Yeah.
That
was
you deserve that title right now.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler disagreed, so she comes up and just boots Bianca right in the face, puts her in the clutch.
Yeah.
Bianca tries to get to the ropes, tries to fight off. There's a great shot that's pretty tight in the two of them, and she's reaching up to Shayna's face, like kind of scratch her eyes and do whatever she can to try to escape. All for naught because she taps out.
Yeah.
Shayna retains.
And then, there's this great shot that just makes you even more like, oh, Shayna. She's up at the top of the ramp. She's celebrating. And then her henchwomen come over, Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, and they're like, oh, yeah, good job. And you're like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, crowd was booing.
Yeah, man.
A lot of heat on Shayna tonight.
I was booing too. But it was a terrific match.
Yeah, it was really good.
Absolutely terrific
really
match.
Good. Main event time. First two falls were pretty straightforward. Decent NXT TV matches.
Yeah.
But then the third fall was just full on, as I mentioned earlier, PWG match. So first fall was won by Adam Cole. Everything before the first fall seemed like really choreographed to me.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel that way?
It was very wrestly.
Yeah.
It was, and what's funny is that, like, was it when you made that note, when you mentioned out loud that they both looked tired?
That was the end of the first fall.
That was the end of the first fall. So, like, they seemed...
There's a lot. I mean, there was some rest periods where they're doing some rest holds.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much constant movement for 12, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. But then that first fall happened with
last shot from Adam Cole.
Last shot V2. Then he hits another last shot. Gargano kicks out of that one.
Yeah, then Gargano hits a spear on the apron, falls with a somersault senton. Goes back into the ring, tries to hit a slingshot DDT on Adam Cole. Cole catches him, hits a neck breaker. Then we go up to the top rope area. Gargano hits a air raid crash off there. He gets a 2 count. And then Gargano gets the bright idea of hitting a slingshot DDT on the apron. He does so. He's faced with a dilemma because they're rest at like 7. And it's like he can win that pinfall or win that fall by count out. But instead, he rolls in the ring, rolls back out to break the count.
Yeah.
Ends up eating the ring post twice, courtesy of Adam Cole. Nonetheless, back in the ring, Gargano puts Cole in the Fujiwara armbar, something that Ciampa employed. Same with the air raid crash. Cole escapes that, but then Johnny transitions. Gargano escape. Cole taps out.
Yeah.
Tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah.
So early on in the third fall, business really started picking up when Adam Cole hit the last shot 1.0. Gargano kicks out. Did you just do a search on how many times the phrase kicked out?
Yes, I did.
And what was the result?
I think I counted 6 for Gargano.
In just the last fall?
Let's see here. Yeah.
My goodness.
Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, maybe. Oh, 4, 5.
5.
Yeah, 5.
It's a lot of kicking out. So, first of 5 kickouts after Adam Cole hits last shot 1.0. Adam Cole tries to do something off the top rope. Gargano grabs him, lawn darts him, hits like a chicken wing suplex type deal. Adam Cole kicks out of that. There's this great bit where they hit each other with simultaneous forearms, then clotheslines, and then super kick.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was great.
That was
Timing
awesome.
on that was impeccable.
Again, at that point, I think it was with that sequence, it was...
That was PWG.
Oh, it's PWG then. Okay. We'll do that then.
Well, then they were saying stuff, too, during the last fall. It's like, oh, they're going deep into their arsenal, stuff they haven't done in a long time from their, from their formative years.
Traveling the world days.
Yeah. Because Adam Cole...
Traveling Reseda days.
Yeah. Adam Cole hits a super kick to the back of Johnny's head, follows with a straight jacket suplex for a 2. This cool spot where Johnny hits a reverse Rana, hits a super kick, and then Adam Cole, smart, rolls out of the ring.
Out.
Johnny follows. Adam hits him with a wheelbarrow suplex. Bang, on the apron.
Oh, that looked hard.
That did look hard. Gargano hits a draping DDT, another move often employed by Tommaso Ciampa. Follows with his own slingshot DDT. Adam Cole kicks out of that. He rolls out of the ring again, but this time Gargano hits him with a suicide dive. He rolls him back in the ring. He goes for a slingshot spear. Instead, he eats a super kick. Cole follows up with Panama Sunrise. Gargano kicks out.
That's funny. There are 2 uses of the term Cole kicks out here and 5 uses of the term Gargano kicks out.
And the final fall, right?
In the final fall, yeah.
They're back outside ringside area. Cole starts getting him in Johnny's face, calls him a failure, talks some serious trash. Gargano throws him over the announce table. He tries to do a move on top of announce table after he takes the top off and the monitors and stuff. Instead, he takes a fairy tale ending on announce table. However, the table does not break.
Gargano rolls to the commentator side of the table.
Adam Cole wisely gets back in the ring. The ref's checking on Gargano. Cole's like, get in here, man. Start counting. Of course, Gargano beats the 10 count.
Yeah, which was actually kind of impressive. He was at like
8. 7.5.
He was at like 7.5 when Gargano got up.
Yeah.
And then he was at like 9.5, and Gargano was stumbling over the debris of the top of the table and got in. That ref was counting slow.
Yeah, he was. Back in the ring, Cole hits Gargano with a super kick, and what does Gargano do?
Kicks out.
Yeah. Cole goes for another Panama Sunrise. Gargano responds, Gargano escape. Then Roderick Strong appears. He comes up on the apron. Gargano lets go for a moment, but another Gargano escape. The ref's dealing with Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Cole's tapping.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly comes in, pokes Johnny Gargano in the eye.
Yeah.
Gargano releases the hold. He gets up. He stumbles around, stumbles into the ref. Ref bump. Ref falls out of the ring.
I think Cole kicked him into the ref.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he kicked his butt into the ref.
I was taking notes while this was happening.
I think.
Redragon enters the ring, hits total elimination. Kyle O'Reilly is yelling at Roderick Strong. Toss the ref back in. He does so. What does Gargano do?
Oh, he kicks out.
Yeah.
Kicks out.
And then Gargano, after he kicks out, he backdrops Adam Cole into Undisputed Era, who's hanging out ringside, and then Johnny Gargano proceeds to dispatch of all 3 members of Undisputed Era.
That sequence was the most Batman shit I've seen. How, a couple of goons come up to Batman and he's all...
Yeah, I know.
It was that.
It really was. He comes back in the ring. This is really the sequence that put it over the edge for me.
Yeah.
Adam Cole hits a super kick to Gargano's face, to the back of his head, hits him with the last shot. What does Gargano do?
Yeah, he kicks out.
He hella kicks out. Hella kicks out.
Oh, yeah.
So if they just like excise this right here, that portion.
Yeah, I know.
And it's gone straight from Cole goes for the last shot, Gargano evades, puts him in Gargano escape, and then Cole eventually taps after trying to get to the ropes.
Yeah.
I would have been a lot better with it.
The two
super kicks in the last shot.
The brainer super kicks. The twin brainer super kicks.
That was really my moment. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, dude.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's just too much. It's just too much. Anyways, Johnny wins. Happy for Johnny.
Yeah.
I like Johnny.
Yeah.
I like Johnny. I'm not upset Johnny won by a stretch of the imagination.
Right.
I would prefer Adam Cole won personally, but I'm totally fine at Johnny Gargano winning. It's just the way the finish was booked. It was a little over the top.
No, I agree, man.
So Candace, go ahead. Sorry.
Because it just doesn't make any, moving forward, it doesn't make sense for Gargano now ever to get pinned. It doesn't make sense for him ever to get pinned because you can always go back to this match and say, well, hold on a second.
He kicked out of everything.
He got brained twice. He got
3
last
times.
shotted 5 times.
He got brained 3 times in 3 moves, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, Candace runs down the ring to join Johnny in celebration. Johnny seems like he's more or less okay at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not really selling the effects of much.
Not really, no.
They go up to the top of the ramp.
He's like taking selfies with fans, and then they go up the ramp.
Well, he's going to celebrate with his family and stuff.
Yeah.
They go to the top of the ramp, and of course the copyright thing pops up. And we know it's like a Marvel movie. When the credits are over, or when the credits start rolling, doesn't mean you leave the theater.
No.
You wait till they turn the lights on.
By the way, if you're going to go check out Shazam, 2 post-movie scenes.
Oh, wow.
One mid-credits, one after the credits.
Oh, there you go. Heads up from Steve.
Stick around.
And then, so they're met on the top of the ramp by Tommaso Ciampa, the neck brace on. Mm-hmm. They all embrace.
Yeah.
Happy ending.
Ciampa does this weird thing where, like, the corners of his mouth go up. I don't know.
Oh, smiling.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Looks weird on him.
Well, he's been such a rotten individual for so long.
Because usually when that happens, this comes down and it's menacing.
Yeah.
But it was like,
yeah, happy.
Look
Shoot happiness, yes.
Yeah. He should have been wearing like a salmon polo shirt.
There you go.
Like ready to move on with his life.
Yeah. Some linen pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Some sandals, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh. So,
anyways, on top to bottom, a really good takeover. Highly recommend checking it out if you have not.
Oh man, yeah, the matches are.
And you might be totally cool with how the match finished. I just thought it was a little bit too much.
Yeah,
it's just my taste.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that doesn't, like I said this before, the only thing that doesn't bug me about it is that Gargano's gone through so much as a character. It maybe it kind of like it's like, okay, well, this is just the punctuating moment where it's like he's got to persevere, but yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
No, but I mean, yeah.
I think it's the Undisputed Era. It's like they just got.
They've been hapless for so long.
Yeah, hapless is not a good look.
They didn't help themselves with this. So
nah, but they'll be back at it. Interested to see what happens next with that title scene. I think next week, or this coming week rather, this Wednesday, we'll have a fallout with probably Candice LeRae versus
Candice versus Aaliyah, and Street Profits against Eichner and Bartel.
Yeah.
I
think it's
that should be a good match.
We'll see if they can recover from their devastating loss against.
Don't bring that up.
The Lucky and Amir Jordan. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.